By 2039, oxygen levels on Earth have dropped so low that the planet is no longer habitable. With no plants left, cities have become wastelands. The few survivors rely on masks connected to oxygen tanks to stay alive. In Brooklyn, an engineer named Darius leaves his family's bunker to clean the solar panels, while his father heads to an abandoned bookstore to find new reading material for his granddaughter. On his way out, the father steps on rotten wood and crashes through the floor, leaving him hanging from the ceiling. His oxygen pack is damaged in the fall, and he starts gasping for air. Darius hears the distress over the comms and rushes to the bookstore. He tries to free his father, managing to pull him up, but it's too late. His father is already dead. Heartbroken, Darius returns to the bunker and delivers the devastating news to his wife, Maya, and their daughter, Zora. Thanks to Darius' engineering skills and Maya's farming experience, the bunker has its own oxygen supply and enough plants to sustain a comfortable life. But Darius makes an announcement. He wants to bury his father next to his mother, in a cemetery 5 miles away. That night, after everyone is asleep, Darius does maintenance on the bunker's oxygen system. He makes a shocking discovery. The reserve will only last 2 more months. Worse, the system has been compromised. Now, he faces a difficult decision. The next morning, Darius says goodbye to Zora, handing her the book her grandfather picked out. Through the security cameras, Zora watches him leave, carrying the body. Not wanting to lose contact, Zora tries reaching him over the radio, telling stories about how he predicted the oxygen crisis and how nobody believed him. At least he had time to build the bunker. But Darius never responds. 5 months pass. Maya and Zora struggle to survive on their own. With Darius gone, it's now their job to maintain the oxygen system. Every time they go outside, they carry a gun for protection. But Zora sometimes wanders off just to find clothes, which angers Maya. Luckily, the bunker has a reinforced steel door with a password lock, keeping them safe for now. They spend as much time together as possible, but Darius' absence is always felt. Zora never gives up, still sending radio messages filled with family memories from before the world fell apart. Meanwhile, Maya remains determined, planting seeds outside, hoping at least one will grow. She also teaches Zora how to fix system errors by running fake problems on the computer. Sometimes, Zora threatens to leave and search for her father, but Maya always stops her, reminding her that she already tried. These conversations always end in the same argument. One afternoon, while outside for maintenance, Maya and Zora spot 2 strangers approaching with a shopping cart. Panicked, they hide behind an old car and watch as the strangers attempt to enter the bunker. They fail, but how did they know the exact location of the door? Suddenly, their oxygen system beeps, alerting them to low levels. One of the strangers, Tess, hears the sound and raises her weapon, scanning the area while her partner, Lucas, climbs onto the roof. Maya and Zora tackle Tess to the ground and sprint to the bunker, slamming the door shut before the strangers can follow. Once inside, Maya picks up the comms and demands an explanation. Tess swears they mean no harm. She explains that she and Lucas are part of a bomb shelter community near Philadelphia, home to 25 survivors. Their air filtration system is failing, so they traveled for 3 days to find Darius. She claims to be a physicist who worked with him at the university and insists she only wants to study his system to copy it. Tess even knows Maya's and Zora's names, but Maya doesn't trust her. Darius never mentioned Tess. Suspicious, Maya mutes the mic. She and Zora argue over what to do. Zora doesn't want the shelter people to die, but Maya doesn't believe the shelter even exists. After a long debate, Zora convinces Maya to help. If Tess can truly replicate Darius' technology, it could change the world. Maya tells Tess and Lucas to drop their weapons and kneel. Then, with her gun drawn, she steps outside. She orders Tess to tie up Lucas, then ties Tess up herself. After confirming they have no hidden weapons, she prepares to bring Tess inside. But just as they reach the entrance, a third attacker, Micah, emerges from hiding. Maya fires instantly. Micah is hit but still manages to charge forward, tackling Zora into the bunker. Maya rushes inside and slams the door shut, locking Tess and Lucas outside. Inside, mother and daughter raise their guns. Micah is trapped with them now. As they drag him into the main room, they tie him up. Afterward, Maya uses the comms to talk to Tess, who explains that this is just a misunderstanding. Micah is her lookout, and when he saw her tied up and being taken away, he thought she was in danger. Maya doesn't believe her and tells her to leave, but Tess declares she'll get Darius' machine no matter what it takes. Using a knife, Tess frees herself and Lucas, then announces they're using the drill. Inside, Maya and Zora tend to Micah's wound while still arguing about whether his story is true. Suddenly, the alarm goes off, and the computer warns that the system has been compromised. Zora and Micah check the cameras, but Tess has covered them with tape. She retrieves the weapon Micah dropped while Lucas uses a drill to break down the bunker door. Thinking fast, Zora grabs a few mechanical parts and assembles a small contraption. She places it against the door and activates it, sending an electromagnetic pulse that disables the drill. Refusing to give up, Tess climbs onto the roof and injects carbon dioxide into the bunker, dangerously lowering the oxygen levels. As alarms blare, Maya and Zora rush to put on their masks. Maya leaves to handle the situation while Zora stays behind, keeping Micah at gunpoint. However, she hesitates when he starts talking about his young daughter. After some internal struggle, she decides to share her mask with him, on the condition that he answers her questions. Micah insists they didn't kill Darius, and that Tess truly knew him before the apocalypse. Outside, Maya reaches the roof and opens fire, forcing them to take cover. Within seconds, Tess and Lucas come up with a plan. Tess provides cover fire while Lucas charges toward the bunker. Inside, as the air clears, Zora and Micah drop their masks. Seizing the opportunity, Micah struggles against his restraints. Suddenly, Tess emerges from hiding, pretending to surrender. It's just a distraction. Lucas jumps Maya from behind, starting a brutal fight that results in Maya breaking her leg. In retaliation, she smacks Lucas with a mop, injuring his ear. Unfortunately, Tess sneaks up from behind and knocks her unconscious. At the same time, Micah frees himself and attacks Zora. He stumbles but manages to grab her weapon, holding her at gunpoint. Moments later, Lucas and Tess remove the tape from the camera, showing Maya as their hostage. Micah ties Zora up and attempts to open the door but fails without the access code. Suddenly, he starts feeling dizzy from blood loss and collapses dead. Outside, Lucas threatens to shoot Maya unless Zora opens the door. But with the microphone still muted, she can't explain the situation. Thinking quickly, she drags Micah's radio closer with her feet and uses it to inform the group that she's tied up and Micah is dead. Tess demands Maya open the door from her side, but Maya reveals that in addition to the code, a special badge is required, and it's inside the bunker to prevent intruders from entering. Desperate to help her daughter, Maya admits there's another badge, but it's far from the bunker. She has a working car, so Tess agrees to leave with her while Lucas stays behind to keep watch. During the drive, Maya reveals they're going to find Darius. It turns out that after he left to bury his father, Maya found a note explaining that the machine couldn't sustain 3 people anymore. By leaving, Darius ensured Zora and Maya had more time to figure out how to grow food. This means he didn't return on purpose, he sacrificed himself. Back at the bunker, Zora tells the computer to play some music, which Lucas surprisingly appreciates. A few hours later, Maya finds Darius' body and takes a moment to grieve before retrieving the badge. The duo is ready to leave, but just then, the car runs out of power. Tess demands the badge, pointing out that with Maya's broken leg, there's no way she'll survive the journey back on foot. Tess confesses that she once had a daughter and promises to take good care of Zora. Desperate to save her child, Maya agrees to give her the badge and the code. Before leaving, Tess promises to return for Maya once she has more oxygen. She starts running back toward the city and eventually finds a bicycle, using it to reach the bunker just in time. With the badge and the code, Tess and Lucas manage to get inside right before their oxygen runs out. Inside, Zora demands to know where her mother is. Tess explains everything, including Darius' sacrifice. He left to give Zora and Maya a better chance to survive. Tess wants to return with a new oxygen mask to rescue Maya, but Lucas refuses. He threatens to kill Tess if she doesn't start working on the machine. Using a drill, Tess opens a panel on Darius' invention and finds an advanced system beyond her understanding. Frustrated, she admits she can't recreate it. Losing his patience, Lucas starts to unravel, prompting Tess to reveal the truth. She never actually knew Darius. She confesses that she learned about Darius and his family by intercepting Zora's radio messages. Although she knows basic technology, she never expected the machine to be this complex. Furious at the betrayal, Lucas shoots Tess, killing her instantly. As Zora breaks down in tears, Lucas sits beside her. He points out that she knows enough about the machine and the bunker and demands that she teach him how to operate it, but refuses to untie her. Meanwhile, Maya sits alone in the abandoned car, thinking about her family. She notices her oxygen supply is down to 21%, realizing no one will come before it runs out. Just then, something on the ground catches her eye, a small plant sprouting from the soil. Curious, she removes her mask for a moment and confirms the air is becoming cleaner. Inspired to survive, Maya begins working to recharge the car's solar battery. Back at the bunker, Lucas drags Tess and Micah's bodies outside to get rid of the smell. Hungry, he grabs a can of food, but when Zora refuses to tell him where the opener is, he smashes it open in frustration. Suddenly, the alarm goes off, signaling a cable malfunction. Lucas unties Zora so she can fix it but only gives her enough oxygen for a few minutes to prevent her from escaping. When Zora reaches the roof, she reconnects the cables and discovers Maya is the one who tampered with them. Overwhelmed with relief, The two share a brief, but emotional reunion. Zora tries to return inside, but Lucas refuses to open the door, wanting her to suffer. The mother-daughter duo quickly comes up with a plan. Moments later, the alarm blares again. When Lucas steps outside, he finds Zora collapsed on the ground. Believing she's dead, at that moment, Maya shoots him, damaging his oxygen tank. As he stumbles, Maya and Zora rush back inside the bunker, but Lucas recovers and forces his way through the first door, tackling them to reach the second. This causes the contaminated air to flood into the shelter. As the alarm blares, Lucas demands oxygen while threatening them with his gun. But Zora warns him that firing the weapon will trigger an explosion. Lucas lets them move to fix the issue, but instead, Zora and Maya escape outside and lock him inside the broken room. Realizing he's trapped and unwilling to die slowly, Lucas fires his weapon, causing a massive explosion that kills him. Outside, Maya and Zora survive thanks to their oxygen masks and escape in the car, but their oxygen supply is nearly depleted. Remembering Micah's story about the shelter, Zora drives through the city searching for it. Eventually, they find the entrance, but the doors are locked and both women collapse on the stairs. Moments later, Maya wakes up, clean, rested, and safe. The people from the shelter found and rescued them just in time. With Zora's help, they begin sharing Darius' machine with the community. Together with the other survivors, Maya and Zora work to plant new seeds and restore vegetation to the world, offering a glimmer of hope for the future. So that's it. Hope you enjoy the story. Subscribe and press the bell icon for more videos.